It sounds really weird, but it feels clean. Like, it's more comfortable than most school places you go to. You kind of want to go in here, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, like I want to go to the library, which I never want to do. Like, I want to go there because it seems comfortable enough for me to study and do these things and meet up with people, and we can talk and we can do all these things.
I like the building. I like how we get both light and also how, like, the higher you go, the less noise there is. So with the silent floor, when you're studying there, you can hear the murmur of like the floors below, but you don't have it like as a constant. So it's more like an ambient sound rather than as something to distract you when you're studying.
All the things that architecture can do, it can inspire you, it can set a level of ambition, it sends a message about the confidence of the university itself. Those are all things that we wanted to get across. A university is about acquiring knowledge as well as generating knowledge, but in the acquiring of knowledge, a student is not only understanding their own subject area, but ideally learning from people who are studying other things, that you're exposed to a whole world of ways of understanding the world and acting in the world. And so the building really does that. You'll be sitting on the third floor reading a law book, and you will look through a big window down into the courtyard where there might be, a fashion show, or you look across onto the first floor where there'll be dance students. So that confrontation in the best possible sense with other subject areas and the passion that other people have for other subject areas is what a university is ideally about. And you get that in the building.
Until you visit this building, you can't really tell what it's going to feel like, because you can't read it from the drawings because of the three-dimensional overlap of the spaces.
The drawings for this building are, plan sections and elevations are hard to read because it's a spatial matrix. And in the end, architecture is about an experience. It's about moving through, watching other people.
We had a very expressive project in the beginning, which you never saw, which was separating dance from library, which was a tower in the corner, and which,
we
whatever.
Dumped it and tore it up and threw it out.
And then we realized that was about us, and it wasn't about you, it wasn't about what you wanted. Because something architects have to be careful of, that a building isn't about the architect. And it really challenged us to find this kind of open framework within which your vision would flourish. And it brought us to a kind of building that we haven't made before, which is, you could say, is a very simple concrete frame building. It's not rocket science, but at the same time, it has all kinds of other values embedded in it. And that's kind of amazing. I mean, there aren't many university building types like that, that it's a library and a social and a dance and performance and events and all those things coming together. Since we did our first schools, we've always believed that circulating in the fresh air is the most pleasurable thing you can do. You're not inside and you're not outside. And we really love that thing of tempered space. I mean, we teach as well, and we remember what it was like to be students. And there's a lot of stress and uncertainty. Everybody looks like they're enjoying themselves, but we know what students go through. And just that relief of being able to go out and have a coffee or see somebody going home with their shopping, but also kind of trying to imagine what your place in the world is, that you're part of a bigger horizon. When we came here, we were shocked at how small and mean the pavement was and how hostile Penryn Road is, and the fact that you as a university gave over land to allow a civic space to be made by pulling the building back, making the civic space wider and generous. I mean, that's, as architects, we have to make good interior spaces, but we also have to make good urban spaces and social spaces.
The colonnade acts as a kind of a membrane, I think is how you describe it, between outside and inside. And until we saw it in action, we didn't really understand what you mean. But now, when you see it, you've got the line of greenery that's growing on the edge, you've got the colonnade itself, and then you've got the building. It's just such a fantastic transitional thing.
The position of the stairs as a greeting thing as we come in, that was really an important element. That it also ribbons up through the space and changes its character.
Yeah, and it encourages people to use it rather than taking a lift. You know, I mean, that's really, really important as well from a sustainability point of view, you know. I mean, on the whole sustainability thing, it's incredible to us because you produced that schedule of the sustainability credentials of the building, and the thing that really impressed us was that so much of it was baked into the design. It wasn't things that you added on, and that's so important because that's true sustainability, really, you know.
Everything does a job. You know, the concrete, the structure, the baffles and the beams absorb the sound or break up the sound. Everything is cast into the prefabricated concrete. The slabs are cooling the building. Every single thing in this project it is really lean.
And Michelle describes the democratic space downstairs. I think it was also a bravery to actually make a space that when it's in use as an auditorium, it does its job. But on the times that it's not that kind of auditorium, it has another use. That's sustainability. We think that that's educationally, that's hitting a certain nerve of connection, supplying a space for discussion. I mean, it's a real forum. It is like a Roman forum. The feeling of this building is that it's enough architecture to make you feel somebody has cared about us enough to make we're sitting in this space with a very tall ceiling. Somebody has gone to the trouble, a university, to pay for architects and a team to make this so that I can, as a student, sit at a table in a volume that my apartment and my rental would not afford. So you've actually given them a gift to celebrate them as the minds of the future. Like that's why we love doing universities, because you're dealing with the future. That's why we teach. That's why we are architects, that it's an optimistic profession. It's dreaming of the future. It's dreaming of what could be, but it's not just a dream, it has to be transformed. So I think Shelley's observing the students here. They're sitting down, they're having conversations, making friends. But you've given them something that's not just a building with a ceiling that's 2.5 meters high, that's 4 meters high, 3.6 meters high. It's got a quality that you said they're worth it. It's like the hair ad, you know, because they're worth it.
Yeah.
That's what you've done.